not only is it your first feature film, you'll never have another first. This is it. This will always be as you look back, and you're in it with Mom and Dad. It must be really special for you to have that, right?
I was so excited when I heard that they were going to be in it. I was like, yes!
She went from never having done this to waking up at 6, 7 in the morning, where she used to sleep until noon. She worked not longer, but more days than we did, and she never complained. And when it was over, she said it was a little rough, but we would never have known that during the thing. So that's a pro.
Yeah, and then she said, you know, I love this, but I'm going to take a year off.
This is such a special film for them because it's Ella's first.
It's kind of like an introduction, almost the cinematic equivalent of a debutante ball. But the good news is she's a great actress. She doesn't need, they weren't coaching her like, Ella, try this, sweetheart. She'd do a take and go, you know, and then be very either emotional and then immediately be back to her Game Boy, like, I think we got it. And she was like, what? She's got the chops. She grew up around it, so it wasn't like they had to coach her in any way. And that's what's great, you know. She comes from great stock, as they say, and really has it already. So she was very assured and very simple, and if she needed to, she could go out there, but yet at the same time be very playful.
Sure.
So with a kid, you know, play acting for them is like, this is what I do.
Is it difficult, because on your left and right are trained professional actors, and when you're working with someone like Robin Williams, you never know what's going to happen on the set. Did you laugh at all?
Yeah, a lot.
Tell me about it. Was Dad funny or Mom funny?
Everybody was so funny. It was hard to keep my face straight. I was like...
It's fun because you got people who's really good and you don't have to worry about, oh, is this going to work? You go, oh, yeah, it's going to work, and it's also going to be fun to bounce off of you. And they're going to throw stuff at you that you're going, cool, like Seth.
Right.
And John's fearless. Besides being a very sweet, amazing soul, he's also fearless in terms of physical stuff, what he'll do as a character, and he's also just like, he's the human equivalent of a panda bear.
You've known Robin for 30 years.
I was doing, I think, Urban Cowboy or Grease or something, and he was doing Mork and Mindy, and we saw each other on the set all the time at Paramount. And then we became friends, and I invited him to the house in Santa Barbara, and we lived there. And it was a great immediate kinship, you know. And then we never worked together. This is the first time we've ever
Had
worked
you talked about it, though, in the past? Like, we should try to get a project together?
Well, you know, we were both from television, and we both made this beautiful transition into film. So we had that commonality, but I think we were both so anxious to set our standard in film that we daren't exchange that idea. But after 30 years, you can say, hey, we can do whatever we want. Let's do it.
Robin Williams, one of your icons?
Yeah.
Tell me about this guy.
Well, I mean, I've loved Robin since I was a kid, and he's been hugely inspirational to me as a performer, both in comedy and drama. He's smart and worldly and educated and has never stopped trying, and for over 30 years has navigated a very treacherous environment, and he has always maintained relevance. He's received accolades both for his funny stuff and for his dramatic stuff, and he's just one of those people that I always looked up to.
I could not keep it together. That was the hardest part for me. Bar none in this movie was just being able to get through a scene without laughing. There was one time where I got the giggles so bad that it almost delayed shooting. I couldn't shoot the scene.
What's it like when you stand toe to toe and you start ad-libbing and you go, I have no idea where this is going, but I got to stay in character?
I didn't think about it. I really did. I don't want this to sound any way but factual, but you know, I take my job so seriously, and the key to improv is not thinking about it. So whenever we were there, wherever he went, I went with him. And we both the type of actors that maintain the truth of your character regardless of where you're improvising, because that makes the improv more relatable. You can't just start spouting off funny stuff.
Sure.
It doesn't feel associated with the scene, but when you improvise in character with somebody who is lifelong skilled for his whole life,
Sure.
it was awesome. It was awesome.